Hello, my LGBT cuties, and welcome back to another episode of A Jaded Gay. I'm Rob Lovelace, and today we're talking about infatuation, what it is, why it feels so intense, and how it's different from real love. So let's start with the basics. Infatuation is often defined as an intense but short-lived attraction to someone. Dictionaries and psychologists alike describe it as passionate, consuming, and frequently disconnected from reality. It's that head-over-heels feeling where someone seems perfect, magnetic, and deeply important even though you don't actually know them very well. And this is why infatuation is often mistaken for love at first sight. But at its core, infatuation is built on idealization. We fall for the idea of a person rather than who they actually are, and that's where things can get tricky. Infatuation is driven largely by brain chemistry. When we're attracted to someone new, our brains release dopamine, the same chemical linked to pleasure and reward. That rush can feel euphoric, exciting, and addictive, making it easy to confuse infatuation with a deep emotional bond. So what does infatuation usually look like? Well, it often involves thinking about someone constantly, feeling unusually attached very quickly, and imagining a future together despite having limited real interaction. You might overlook incompatibilities, downplay red flags, or feel disappointed when the person doesn't match the fantasy you've created. Now, infatuation isn't inherently bad. It's common in the early stages of dating and can even be part of falling in love. But the problem arises when it replaces curiosity, communication, and emotional safety. And this brings us to the key difference between infatuation and love. Infatuation is based on assumptions, and love is based on reality. Infatuation tends to see perfection, while love recognizes individuality. Infatuation creates craving and anxiety, while love brings steadiness and security. And infatuation thrives on fantasy, while love grows through intimacy, time, and mutual effort. Love's not about rushing milestones or chasing intensity. It's about trust, reciprocity, and emotional availability. So how do you move beyond infatuation? By slowing down, by giving relationships time to unfold, by communicating openly, setting boundaries, and paying attention to how someone actually shows up, not just how they make you feel. And if you find yourself repeatedly getting swept up in intense early attachments, grounding yourself in reality, staying connected to your support system, and when needed, seeking professional guidance can make a real difference. Because healthy connection doesn't feel chaotic or consuming. It feels safe, mutual, and real. So if you want to dive deeper into emotional availability and building healthier relationships, check out the podcast episode and blog post links below. And remember, every day is all we have, so you gotta make your own happiness